Thanks. I'll just share my screen. Can everyone see this?
I can see it, so hopefully also many will.
Perfect. Okay, well, hi everyone. Thank you all for the opportunity to speak today. It's wonderful to see so many people have signed up to attend the Dementia Research Conference, coming together to share knowledge and recognize we all have such an important part to play when it comes to improving quality of life for people with dementia. I'm Sophie Roberts. I'm the Senior Research Officer within Research and Influencing at Alzheimer Society. And I'll be running through our research program and some of the research we fund that address issues around improving quality of life. Just a bit about the society. For those of you who don't know, Alzheimer's Society is the leading dementia research and care charity. We have a long history, about over 30 years of funding research. Additionally, we provide services across England, Wales, and Northern Ireland for people affected by dementia. Since 1990, our supporters' donations have allowed us to invest over £80 million into research. This includes funding over 500 research projects, which have made a real impact to both the dementia research field and people affected by dementia. So how are we tackling dementia through research? We're the only UK dementia charity to fund research into both cure and care. Our biomedical research looks to understand the underlying causes of dementia, as well as improving diagnosis and potential treatment options. And our research into the care, implementation, and public health side aims to benefit people living with dementia right now, to improve quality of life and help people with dementia and their loved ones feel more in control of their diagnosis. We fund research covering all diseases that cause dementia, not just Alzheimer's disease, and that's to reflect the sort of full spread of diagnoses in the UK. So as part of our strategy, we wanted to be clear about our intention to put people affected by dementia at the heart of our work and be able to ensure demonstrable routes to impact. Our funding approach placed increased emphasis on what we call the 4 I's, being impact, implementation, inclusion, and involvement. And this was applied across the full range of our funding program, from the fundamental or basic science side, where we wanted researchers to think more widely about where their work sits in the pipeline and how they could work with their teams and departments to tackle their work and take it forward, sort of from bench to bedside, all the way through to sort of clinical and care research, where implementation would be a sort of key outcome from that work. As an organization, our aim is to ensure that all of our research is of the highest quality, but also relevant to people who are living with dementia. We are incredibly proud to work hand in hand with our research network, who have been with us since the beginning. Our research volunteers are experts by experience, and are a really diverse group of over 350 volunteers made up of people living with dementia, carers, and former carers, and all of whom are passionate about making sure we fund the research that matters most to people affected by dementia. For this reason, all of our research applications that we receive are reviewed by a panel of scientific experts, but also by our research network volunteers. Our research network aren't just involved in deciding the research we fund, they also serve as monitors for our research projects, meet our researchers regularly, and are co-applicants on many projects, feeding into project design and driving impact. So we fund the brightest minds in dementia to tackle the problem from many different angles. Our research portfolio can be summarized by the 4 themes on this slide, which look at the underlying causes, diagnosis, treatment, and care and support. We have a long and proud history of funding research aimed at improving quality of life for people affected by dementia. Back in the 90s, when very little was known about dementia, we funded Professor Nick Fox at UCL to explore if people at risk of Alzheimer's disease exhibited changes in their brains before it was diagnosed. Using a special MRI scanning technique, Nick found reduced levels of brain tissue in people who developed Alzheimer's disease, which decreased over time, and crucially before any symptoms were seen. This was sort of the first real evidence that there were brain changes happening before symptoms, and shifted that window for when we could potentially treat these diseases. And now most dementia disease clinical trials are aimed at treating people before or as early on as possible, creating a real lasting change in the way that we think, and providing real hope for the future of disease treatment. So in 2017, Alzheimer's Society established 3 research centers of excellence aimed at improving our understanding of what good care looks like and how it can be implemented. Each center is addressing a different priority area of care research, which was selected by staff, volunteers, and people affected by dementia, with the potential for the greatest lasting change and real delivery. So Professor Linda Clare at the University of Exeter is leading efforts to measure and improve quality of life for people living with dementia, including understanding the impact of changes in the social care system. Her team are working with over 2,000 people affected by dementia to find out what it means to live well with dementia and how people can be supported to do that. Professor Dame Louise Robinson at Newcastle University is tackling the postcode lottery that we all know exists for post-diagnostic support, developing and testing new guidelines to provide high-quality support after a dementia diagnosis. The team are comparing post-diagnostic support for dementia to other conditions to find ways to improve the dementia support that is offered. And lastly, Professor Claudia Cooper at UCL, she's addressing the absence of dementia training among care workers, improving people's independence by providing training for family carers and professional care workers. The aim here is to help people with dementia stay living in their homes longer. These centers will be completing over the next couple of years, but we've already started to see results, including things like best practices, training and support for non-specialist carers, and highlighting gaps in current processes that could really improve patient well-being. We also fund individual projects like these two here, one being Luika's PhD project, which is aiming to develop an evidence-based method to improve the design of care homes, to ensure that those who live in them, work in them, and visit them have a much better experience. And Dr. Nathan Davies, who is looking at supporting conversations around end-of-life care through the development of a package for GPs to ensure that they can deliver these conversations effectively and supportively. We've funded and continue to fund projects looking at improving quality of life and well-being throughout the dementia journey, focusing on things like improving diagnosis and our understanding of the disease, creating interventions that improve symptoms and manage everyday living, future planning to provide guidance and a clear path, right through to supporting end-of-life care for people with dementia, their families, carers, and health professionals. Additionally, Alzheimer's Society collaborates with people to create new products and services to help people living with dementia. Our innovation team runs an incredible program called the Accelerator Program that invests in innovations, products, or services that improve the lives of people affected by dementia and make sure to get them to market faster. This program includes a one-year partnership with investment of up to £100,000, expert guidance from our team, and an opportunity to test your ideas with people affected by dementia. You can see a few of the products that we've worked with before. It's some of them you might have heard of, including Jelly Drops, which launched last year, I think. It's an excellent program and one that I would really highly recommend you get involved with. It's open to anyone who has a great idea about how to improve quality of life. You've also heard throughout the day that we work in partnership with a ton of other organizations working on improving quality of life and dementia outcomes, including things like Time for Dementia and Join Dementia Research. If you're interested in hearing any more about these partnerships and how you might be able to get involved, please do reach out to us. We're always looking for support. So we want to give researchers the best chance at creating this lasting impact, and we can help do this in a number of ways. Part of our early careers offering is our Dementia Research Leaders program that aims to build the number of people working in dementia research and give them the skills and opportunities they need to excel. Over the years, we have supported over 200 early career researchers, providing things like mentoring, opportunities to share their research with peers and the public, as well as getting involved with things like fundraising and policy work, really broadening their horizons and giving them a chance to see their work in action. We're currently assessing our early careers offer to make sure that we are offering the best support that early career researchers need to help them succeed. We also provide a couple of other things, additional services like translational support to help get research into practice and support with public engagement and involvement. We also work closely with Dementia Researcher platform for early career researchers, which gives them access to events and job boards, as well as lots of help and advice on how to get through the early part of their careers. We offer a wide range of schemes within our funding program, just a little plug. We'll be sharing more information on our next round in the coming months, but expect to be open for applications in the summer. We fund all things, as I mentioned, PhD studentships, fellowships, clinical research training, and project grants. So do sign up for our newsletter if you're interested in funding, and keep an eye on our website for more information. So I'd just like to end with a couple of thoughts. As an organization, we are currently undergoing a strategic review to set the society's objectives for the coming years. Research will play a really key part of this, as will improving quality of life, which remains a strategically important area for us. We truly believe that research is central to improving quality of life. And this spans across all fields of research, from the earliest stages of disease discovery right through to diagnosis, treatments, and interventions. It's not just about papers, but having real impact, and connecting with people affected by dementia is essential to achieving this. And lastly, Alzheimer's Society is proud of our really strong history of support in improving quality of life and well-being for people affected by dementia. We hope that everyone working in dementia research can see the part that they play in the bigger picture, and that we can work together to continue to make this difference. Thank you for your time, and I'm happy to take any questions.